All right, Shalom. First, I can start by saying all praise to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles that rule well, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. I'm going to start this lesson off with this precept. This is 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 1. It says, Samuel also said unto Saul, The Lord sent me to anoint thee to be king over his people, over Israel. Now therefore hearken thou unto the voice of the words of the Lord. Thus said the Lord of hosts, I remember that which Amalek did to Israel, how he laid wait for him in the way, when he came up from Egypt. Now go and smite Amalek, and utterly destroy all that they have, and spare them not, but lay both man and woman, infant and suckling, ox and sheep, camel and ass. It's like it says, but slay both. And Saul gathered the people together and numbered them in Telaim, 200,000 footmen and 10,000 men of Judah. And Saul came to a city of Amalek and laid wait in the valley. Satan. It says, and Saul said unto the Kenites, Go, depart, get you down from among the Amalekites, lest I destroy you with them. For ye shew kindness to all the children of Israel when they came up out of Egypt. So the Kenites departed from among the Amalekites. And Saul smote the Amalekites from Havilah until thou comest to Shur, that is over against Egypt. And he took Agag, the king of the Amalekites, alive, and utterly destroyed all the people with the edge of the sword. But Saul and the people spared Agag and the best of the sheep, and of the oxen, and of the fatlings, and the lambs, and all that was good, and would not utterly destroy them. But everything that was vile and refused, that they destroyed utterly. All right, so as you can see, they are already going off. Then came the word of the Lord unto Samuel, saying, It repenteth me that I have set up Saul to be king, for he is turned back from following me, and hath not performed my commandments. And it grieved Samuel, and he cried unto the Lord all night. And when Samuel rose early to meet Saul in the morning, it was told Samuel, saying, Saul came to Carmel, and behold, he set him up a place, and is gone about, and passed on, and gone down to Gilgal. And Samuel came to Saul, and Saul said unto him, Blessed be thou of the Lord, I have performed the commandment of the Lord. And Samuel said, What meaneth then this bleating of sheep in mine ears, and the lowing of the oxen which I hear? And Saul said, They have brought them from the Amalekites, for the people spared the best of the sheep and of the oxen, to sacrifice unto the Lord thy power, and the rest we have utterly destroyed. Then Samuel said unto Saul, Stay, and I will tell thee what the Lord has said to me this night. Salak Yakim. And he said unto him, Say on. And Samuel said, When thou wast little in thine own sight, wast thou not made the head of the tribes of Israel? And the Lord anointed thee king over Israel. And the Lord sent thee on a journey, and said, Go and utterly destroy the sinners of the Amalekites, and fight against them until they be consumed. Wherefore then didst thou not obey the voice of the Lord, but didst fly upon the spoil, and didst evil in the sight of the Lord? And Saul said unto Samuel, Yea, I have obeyed the voice of the Lord, and have gone the way which the Lord sent me, and have brought Agag the king of Amalek, and utterly destroyed the Amalekites. But the people took of the spoil, sheep and oxen, the chief of the things which should have been utterly destroyed, to sacrifice unto the Lord thy power in Gilgal. And Samuel said, hath the Lord as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of the Lord? Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of rams. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Right, man? And that's the problem with Jake nowadays, man. They clearly don't want to hearken unto the words of Yahweh Shema Shai, and Saul was an example, man. The Lord gave Saul instructions on, to what to do when he went to the Amalekite land, and Saul rebelled. It says, for rebellion is the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, he hath also rejected thee from being king. And Saul said unto Samuel, I have sinned, for I have transgressed the commandment of the Lord, and thy words, because I feared the people and obeyed their voice. See now, therefore, I pray thee, pardon my sin, and turn again with me, that I may worship the Lord. And Samuel said unto Saul, I will not return with thee, for thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, and the Lord hath rejected thee from being king over Israel. And as Samuel turned away to go, he laid hold on the skirt of his mantle and rent it. Right, man. So Saul was a prime example in the scriptures of what not to do. You know, the Lord said it himself that Israel was a rebellious nation, and he sent us unto them, man, to give them the word, and he told us that they was going to rebel, man. Hence, the reason why Jake and them are going through so much stuff now today. Oh, slacking. So this is this next precept is Micah chapter 3. Let me see. This is I'm gonna start at verse 1. This is Micah chapter 3, verse 1. And I said, hear, I pray you, O heads of Jacob, and ye princes of the house of Israel. Is it not for you to know judgment? Right, and the princes and the heads of Jacob is the so-called leader, so-called leaders now today. Jesse Jackson, the top basketball players, movie actors, and the guys that in these fraternities and boule societies, which that is them worshiping Satan, or these top pastors and preachers that are up under the York Rite, Scottish Rite, and or that the Masonic order, which all that is the worship of Satan. But it's for them. They supposed to know judgment, man. They supposed to know what's right and what's wrong. So like it. Always got Satan coming around. We're trying to do the word. It says, who hate the good and love evil and love the evil. Right, man. And the heads of Israel hate good and they love evil, man. They hate the righteousness, the scriptures, the truth. They hate the being upright, and they love evil, man. Who pluck off their skin from off them and their flesh from off their bones. Right. That means they take, they don't want to be Israelites, man. They rather be Americans. They don't want to do the truth. They rather be of this society, man. It says, who also eat the flesh of my people and flay their skin from off them, and they break their bones and chop them in pieces as for the pot and as flesh within the cauldron. Right, and they lead the people astray because they're not giving the people the truth, man. That's all they're speaking on, man. I'm going to jump. This is verse 9. It says, hear this, I pray you, heads of the house of Jacob and princes of the house of Israel, that abhor judgment and pervert all equity. They build up Zion with blood and Jerusalem with iniquity, man. They lying to us. The pastors and the prophets and our so-called leaders are lying to us. They are rebellious. They are basically doing the sins of witchcraft, man. And as you can see, Saul was an example of the Lord turning away from him. And then he uplifted up King David, you know, in his stead, you know, because he got afraid of the people, man. And that's the problem with Jake nowadays. They're afraid of what the next man got to say over what Yahweh Shema Shai got to say, man. It says, they build up Zion with blood and Jerusalem with iniquity. The heads thereof judge for reward, they're sellouts. And the priests thereof teach for hire, and the prophets thereof divine for money. So it's no sincerity and truth in what they're doing, man. You know, they're doing it for reward, in which that means they can be control 501c3 charter. It can be controlled on what they're speaking, and it's been given to them by their enemy, which has got Israel going off, man. Israel are rebellious in the way they act because we don't have the right leaders, and we didn't have the right leaders and the right teachers, man. You know, and that's the sin of witchcraft, man. You know, and we know what happened to people that do witchcraft. They eventually get put to death. It says, the heads thereof judge for reward, and the priests thereof teach for hire, and the prophets thereof divine for money. Yet will they lean upon the Lord and say, is not the Lord among us? No evil can come upon us. And that's the problem, man. Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 22. For my people is foolish, they have not known me. They are sottish children. They have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. And that's why they're gonna be destroyed, man, because they don't even want to hear the knowledge, man. The knowledge and the truth is out here, but they consistently rebel against what the scriptures got to say, man. It's like I'm looking for a precept. Forgive me. This is Matthew chapter 12, verse 39. It says, but he answered and said unto them, an evil and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall no sign be given to it, but the sign of Jonas the prophet. But the sign of the prophet Jonas, right? So they're evil and adulterous. There's so much adultery going on, you know, and they're looking for a sign, but the sign that's given to them is the prophets, us, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. What was the post about this here? It's like I'm going in the spirit with this. Hosea chapter 4, verse 1. Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel, for the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of the Most High in the land. By swearing and lying and killing and stealing, they commit adultery. They break out in blood, touching blood. They killing each other. They're lying to each other, man. They're stealing from each other, man. These are the traits of the Israelites, man, because they have the curses upon them, man. It says, therefore shall the land mourn, and everyone that dwelleth therein shall languish. And we seeing that now, man. Everybody is languishing with the beast of the field and with the fowls of heaven, right? Yea, the fishes of the sea also shall be taken away. So this is the things that's happening to this place. The people are languishing, and the beasts are. You seeing beasts turn up dead everywhere. You seeing the fowls, which the fowls represents the birds. You seeing them fall up out of the sky and be thousands of them or hundreds of them, whatever the case may be. Yea, the fishes. You see the fishes washing up on the sea, all because they rebelling against Yahweh Shema Shai, man. The Lord gave Saul one thing to do, and he rebelled. He got afraid of the people. Same thing that's going on today. Them leaders are afraid of, or if they even if they're not on that high pedestal, they are afraid of what's going to be said to them or what's going to happen to them if they teach the truth, man. They got to take on the spirit that Paul had. You know, hold on. So I can write that down because I got a couple precepts I need to bring up before that. Damn, Salakia. Um, this is Jude chapter 1 verse 3. Beloved, when I gave all diligence to write unto you of the common salvation, it was needful for me to write unto you and exhort you that ye should earnestly contend for the faith which was once delivered unto the saints. Right, so we're supposed to fight for this truth, man. We're supposed to go out there on them highways and byways and contend for the faith, man. Whether it be a physical altercation or not. Because that's what the prophets and the apostles were examples of. Yahweh Shai was put to death. The apostles was put to death. You had the brothers that was put to death, sawed in half. Those were our examples, man, of what we're going to go through. So that's the it's of the Lord that they're not doing it, because the Lord got to have good and evil, and there's an agenda on above this earthly agenda that you see playing out with all these people and what they feel and what they think should go on. But that's what shows your faith. It says that you should earnestly contend for the faith, and as you can see, they don't have any faith, man. So Saul lacked faith in his case, you know. That's why this truth isn't a joke, man. You gotta walk the walk, and there's grace. There's grace. There's always grace. Scriptures say a just man falleth 7 times and getteth back up. You know, our righteousness as filthy rags. It's a lot that come with us being out there doing what we're doing, and you know, the Lord is protecting us and having mercy upon us. Because Yahweh of the elect, it says the elect shall have no guile in their mouth. The Lord know that we are wicked, and He created us to go off. But as long as He see us doing the works, that's when the grace and the mercy come in that, and the help, so to speak, man. This is Proverbs 25:9. Debate thy cause with thy neighbor himself, and discover not a secret to another, man. Right, man. And we bringing the truth out, and we debating our cause with our neighbors, which are the other Israelites, man. Nobody else. The other heathens, we just condemning them and telling them who they are and what their lot is on this place, man. You know. So I don't want to drag this out too much long. I'm gonna go ahead and end it with this precept. Um, that's why we gotta. That's why you gotta read the gospel. Learn of Yahweh Shema Shai. It says, "Learn of me, for I am meek." That was the lead example. If you learn from anybody, learn of anybody. Man, what precept is that? I think this is the one. This is let me see. I think this is it. This is Romans chapter 8, verse 35. Who shall separate us from the love of Yahweh Shai? Shall tribulation or distress or persecution or famine or nakedness or peril or sword? Right. None of that is going to separate the elect from Yahweh Shema Shai, man. And this was the attitude of Paul, because the Lord know that them that are his, man. And he guided them as they go through their daily walk. These demons, these spirits were created by the Lord to test us. It's like playing a video game, man. You gotta pass certain levels to get certain rewards, man. But you gotta fight to pass them levels. Verse 36, it says, "As it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long." When we go through what we're going through, we are being killed all the day long, man. We are counted as sheep for the slaughter. Nay, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. For I am persuaded neither death, because we might have to die, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, all this witchcraft that's going on, nor powers, Esau and his authority, man, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of Yahweh Shema Shai, from the love of the Most High, which is in Yahweh Shai, our Lord, right? Because Yahweh Shai died for us to get this truth and this understanding so that we can make it to the kingdom, but we got to go through our steps and our phases. So with that being said, call Allah Yahweh Shema Shai, double honors to the elders and apostles that rule well, and salutations to the brothers doing the truth and sincerity. Shalom.